Your band of adventurers enter the graveyard as the sun begins its descent. The smell of the pine forest still permeates your nostrils, yet there is a faint tinge of wrong in the air. Not the recently deceased kind either. Could just be the crazy cleric's ramblings playing tricks on your mind. The area is beautiful. Makes perfect sense for the small town to designate it for the final resting place for their loved ones. What doesn't make sense is why their seasoned cleric and town protector wouldn't even guide you to the area. His mumbled chants about never seen and shouldn't exist, well, that sent a chill up your spine and lit that fire in your belly that brought you here.
Let's go!
Your warlock makes a revelation.
I read about this place. It's on an old scroll. This cemetery is new.
Your barbarian disagrees.
It looks old enough to me.
Here's a relative, my dear barbarian friend. This place was built over a fortress that stood for thousands of years. A necromancer of unimaginable power ruled over this land for eons before he disappeared. His creations were legend, stories used by monks to get their children to behave. Ask the paladin. I guarantee you he has a story or two.
If there was a fortress, there's no sign of it now.
Your stoic paladin finally speaks.
It's not what is there, but what isn't. Nature has taken back much here, but not the 4 high points where great towers of defense stood. This was a Shadow Lord's home, and not just any Shadow Lord. This one walked hand in hand with death.
As if on cue, the mausoleum in front of you shakes briefly before the door explodes out, and before you stands number 5 on the top 5 list of undead not in the monster manual.
No, not Uncle Harry. The ogre zombie takes the Walking Dead to a more frightening place. No, not the Crypt Things dungeon. These lumbering meatbags weigh in at 600 to 650 pounds and are anywhere from 9 to 10 feet tall. The only thing worse than their slow-ass 6 dexterity is their 3 intelligence. That being said, they will be quite the handful for a low-level party. You can nerf them for less than the 85 recommended hit points or juice them for 126 or so. Uncle Roger says add some flavor. Was a jester in life and carries a magical puppet like on Esper the Bard's channel. You could also make one a necromancer whose best friend was zombified so they can play games together. Old sloth who just wants some rocky road with his buddy Chunk. Or everyone's favorite, a huge beast loaded up on enough cocaine to make the 80s blush.
Ooh, number 4.
The iconic Beholder, only it's a freaking zombie. CR5, hit points from around 50 to 150, sporting that undead fortitude. It has bite and eye rays at its disposal. The 2 condition rays of paralyzing and fear, or its damage rays of enervation for 8d8 necrotic damage, or the deadly disintegration ray that hits for 10d8 and can leave a pile of dust, Thanos style.
Those eyeballs always creep me out. I just want to poke them.
By the gods, it is a dinosaur.
Number 3.
It's gargantuan, it's scary, it's at least a challenge rating 9. It's a freaking Tyrannosaurus undead. Not the kind Christie sells, or Hammond's son. It's not at the museum on roids. These undead grab a bite at 2d12 plus 9, or they will stomp and trample a rib skewer. Not that kind. Or those. Delicious. Nope, this one will impale for 2d10 plus 9 and take you for a painful ride. They can run with one or more of these if you want to devastate your party. Skeleton of Roses, Screaming Skull, Explosive Death, Collapse Trigger, Bone Powder, Bone Missile, Bloody Blaze. It's a T-Rex Skelly. Throw the bone. Soul March, out!
What is that?
That is disgusting, and how about a hand on this one?
But you all seem to be doing so well that the rogue and I were gonna take in the sights.
Number 2 is gross.
It looks like the hill giant stuff with zombies.
A necromancer kingdom near destruction from rampaging giants. Their answer? This is messed up. Dang. undead giant stuffed with zombies. You heard of a turducken? Well, this is a giant motherfucking. They flayed and sprayed the decayed ways and skin of some hefty hill giants, then stuffed the sacks of flesh with humanoid bodies, sewed it up like a demented undead grandma making a meat sweater, and alakazammed the shit out of it with necromantic magic, 200 to 300 hit points, and all sorts of disgusting as it bumbles and stumbles at 40 feet. If it takes a flesh wound, zombies fall out of it. And oh my god, it has a breath weapon. Of putrid flesh and zombies in a 30-foot cone.
You thought demons and devils were scary. You magic users are freaking terrifying. I'm staying in hell. For now.
The zombies it upchucks or that leak out of its wounds are telepathically linked. Orc soup out!
Drum roll, and at number 1...
Dragon.
Picture your undead encounter climax with a roar from above, then a massive shadow swoops in through a cloud of cryptic stench. It lands amongst a pack of zombies that the party was finally getting a handle on. What do you say other than it's a freaking dragon that's a zombie? The rotted husk has lost its splendor, but it still packs an ass whooping. Its dead wings use necromantic magic to fly slower than government work. Its breath weapon is a combination viscera and poison that slams at a combo 10d6. Once at the front, you'll have to deal with the size, the tail, the claws, and the bite.
Orcus might use one for an Uber after a few too many cocktails.
Chisholm. It's a zombie dragon. That shit terrifies.
Saltmarsh out!
Let's go!
Bonus. This is disgusting.
Now that right there is just wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
Corpse mound. What if the wall of bodies from that scene in 300 came to life? Well, undeath. The corpse mound at CR11 is the type of undead that requires a nice cartoon after palate cleanser. It absorbs the dead, a noxious aura worse than any midtown cabbie. The zombie drop at the start of its turn is relentless.
Orcus drops them on his enemies' doorsteps for shits and giggles, like a ring and run for hell.
A multi-attack with slams and bone shards. The envelope of the mound surrounds and devours up to 4 at once. Bring a teleport spell. Saltmarsh out! Everybody run!
Let's go!
I think we should charge them extra for this.
Is coin all you think about?
I think about other things. Actually, only one other thing, food and occasionally women.
Are you flirting?
Always.
Say it, Paladin.
No.
Say it.
No, are you really going to make me say it?
It is the rule. Say it. It was my spell that did them in.
Very well, thank you. Great Wallop Longblunt, keeper of the psychedelic and slayer of behemoths, and romancer of the females from all planes of existence. That truly is a long name.
You should get that sewed on your cloak.
You think they could do that?
Thanks for joining us today for a top 5 that turned into 6, and we'll be back with some more monstery goodness real soon. If you can smash the like and sub and drop a thumbs up, that would be awesome. Until then, stay frosty and aware, beautiful people. Thank you very much.